Anyone can be underrated. As
You are now tuning into the latest episode of the Underrated as Fuck podcast.
Hosted by the one and only Bliss.
And you already know, Mighty Zay.
Yo, what is good, everybody? We are back for another episode of the Underrated AF podcast.
Let's go, baby.
So we back. We're on a Sunday morning, and you might know what that means. Usually we do a Sunday morning pod after big fight day. So you might have seen already, we got a new title holder for PFA.
That's all I gotta say.
We got the welterweight champion right here.
Hey, man.
Premier Fighting Alliance, he got that belt. Got the little black suede on the inside, looking good.
Yo, that was super dope.
Is it like a quality belt?
It's
like
a quality
nice
belt,
ones?
yeah.
Because I remember you got a belt one time,
And it was
and it was good. It was the standard, but then you won another belt, and then you were like, "What? This is a belt."
No, remember the first one I won, it was with Waco.
Oh, was that the nice
That
one?
was the
Oh, okay. So
nice
your
one.
standards were super high.
Super high. So when I got that other one, I was like,
You were like, "What the hell? This is
this
is light."
Yeah, this is cool, but you know what I mean? No, but this belt right here is it's heavy.
That's got to be a good problem, right?
Yeah.
When you're like comparing quality of belts.
It's pretty hard. I was just kind of thinking, I was like,
If you get to the
Yeah,
point
pretty
where
much.
you're comparing belts, you know what I'm saying? You're doing something right.
It's all I gotta say is hard work, dedication, baby. I mean.
Let's get it. All right, so we'll jump into that in a little bit. But first, disclaimer, I haven't heard any of these albums, but I'm going to put them out there that they came out either the last week or the week before.
Yeah.
So big one was Childish Gambino. The album released on May 13th. Did you have a chance to check it out or no?
I didn't know anybody was actually releasing albums this past week, to be honest. I've been so hyper focused on like this fight.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Well, I mean, me neither. We've been in our lane kind of
Yeah,
doing our own thing. But what do you think about Childish Gambino right now? Like, but just kind of before your pre-hearing of the album, because I'm sure you'll hear it.
I've always loved Childish Gambino. Like I always like vibe with him.
Is he the one he's the one with the 3 on his head, right?
No, that's Chance the Rapper.
I'm dead. Hey, we got to work on marketing. You know,
I'm
because
dead.
I am confused. No, Childish Gambino is the one that. This is America.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, I got you. Okay. And he was in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we got it. So excited about that album, or
Yeah, I'll check it
50-50
out.
about it?
I know that he took a break for a minute, and this might be his last album, or this is his starting back up album.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, so
Being a last album or I'm back album. That's like
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, you might have.
It's either a
heard
book
it.
end or a book beginning. You know what I mean? What do you call a book beginning?
The front cover.
It's either a front cover or a book end. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. All right, so you familiar with A Boogie?
A little bit.
Listen to a lot of his stuff. Or
It's not really
kinda
like. I mean,
here and there?
here and there.
Well, he's got an album called Better Off Alone. This one came out on May 17th, so this was the Friday that just passed.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of all those, the one that's really catching my eye that
Which
I'm
one?
like probably gonna check out like ASAP is that Gunna one. One of
Oh,
one?
that was May 10th. That was the week before.
The one of one.
That
Yo,
Friday
that's
that we
hard.
had Nagin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could go back a little bit further, and if you guys haven't heard Gunna, Chief Keef, Kalan for real, those are kind of the 3. I mean, Ghostface Killer, but I don't listen to that.
Yeah.
But those 3 albums. Gunna released One of One.
No hate to those who do.
Chief Keef released Almighty So 2, and then Khalil released Make the West Great Again. Okay.
Rhapsody? Please don't cry. What's that?
I'm not super familiar. Are you familiar with
No.
Rhapsody?
No.
I mean,
The
I
only
know
Rhapsody-
they're really big.
The only Rhapsody I know is Queen. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't know who that is. Yes, sir. So the other kind of like bigger album
Moneybagg.
is the Moneybagg Yo,
Yeah.
right? He's not. Wait, is he dead? No, right?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, I'm thinking of Pop Smoke. Never mind.
Dead.
So Moneybagg Yo, I've heard a few of his, projects. I'm willing to listen to it. It's called Speak Now. So I mean, if you look at the last 2 weeks worth of music, there's kind of
There's a
decent
lot
amount of
there's a lot.
albums coming out.
That's pretty cool.
We're going. This is like the beginning of that summer
Oh, I feel that.
music.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Everything that was planned last year
Starting to finally
release
get dropped, yeah.
this year.
That's cool.
This is like the summer of just vibes.
Finally in that moment of just living all this brand new music. So I'm here for it. I mean, if there's albums after albums just being dropped, eventually there's gonna be some songs on each album that I'm gonna enjoy. So there's no way I'm gonna listen to an entire album and not.
So for me, the one I'm definitely I have to listen to, is gonna be the Childish Gambino.
Yeah, I was out of all those that one and the 101. I'm listening to both of those.
And the Gunna. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's hard. It's like 15.
So we got a little bit of a back catalog now. Depending on how many tracks the album have, it might take a second to go through, but I'm sure I'll find time while I'm at work or something and just put it on or something. I'm hoping they're not skippable, because if they don't, usually if I'm just trying to check it out and I play something and it doesn't hit me at first, I'll just, okay, let's see what else you got. Let's see what else you got. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to listen to it though with an open mind, project wise. It's okay, let's see how we hit the intro. Let's see how we, you know what I mean?
I really try my best to make sure I listen to each song fully if I'm deciding to listen to it. If I'm deciding to listen to an album,
that's a real critic right there.
I really try to just...
Because you take in the project, you settle on it, and then if need be, you'll go back and listen to it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the perspective of the initial playthrough.
Now I know what the story's about, let's go look back. You know what I mean? It's kind of like watching a movie. When you watch the movie again, it's oh, that was hard. I didn't notice that detail before.
So yeah, that's a little update on the music. Like I said, just a little disclaimer. I haven't heard a thing of any of that. But it's definitely on the back catalog. I'm going to be checking it out. Maybe by the next episode, I can give you a little feedback. At least on the Childish Gambino and the Gunna album.
Yeah. Oh,
at the very least.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do that. All right. So other than music, at least new music, kind of the big thing to talk about today is Mighty's redemption. This is kind of like he's had this PFA belt in his mind since he lost to Amadou Sy. Is that his name?
Yeah, Amadou Sy.
Amadou Sy back in
August 26, 2023.
Yeah, so Mighty went up against Sy. That was the first PFA, right? Or the second? It might have been the second.
No, that was the first one.
Oh, so the very first time Premier Fighting Alliance put on their show under the PFA umbrella, Mighty gets his chance to go up for the belt. That's pretty cool to think about. Just his reputation in general. But yeah,
let's throw in there, I did have 3, potentially 4 of their fights scheduled for that event, and they all fallen through.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought Sy was just the dude the whole time. No?
No, it was Sy, and then I had other fights lined up. Remember? And they didn't make weight, or they fell through. They watched my videos, and they're I'm not trying to fight him.
I'm dead. Wait, before that or after that?
After that.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But real quick, PFA won. So he had his eyes on the prize, They both went out into battle with each other. It turned out to be in favor of Sy. Shout out Sy. He's a good fighter. He caught Zay.
Yeah, he did.
He caught him.
Got my ass.
So ever since then, though, basically Mighty has been dreaming of this belt. And I don't want to say it like a euphoric, oh my God, but basically it's that's your belt.
I just representing people that like to represent me. And then that's another way for me to represent them. You know what I mean? So it's just...
I feel like you were disappointed in yourself for not bringing that belt home.
Yeah, I was just disappointed. I was disappointed in my performance. I strayed away from the game plan a lot, and I wasn't able to really click in my head what I wanted to. So, but now, having the perspective I've had, having the fights that I've had, fighting the other fighters that I fought, I was ready, I was locked in, I was tuned in, I was ready to go. So, I mean...
So by the time you see this episode, 18, of the podcast,
Sheesh.
you will have already seen the fight video, probably, because it should be out by the end of today, which is Sunday. I think you'll see, if you go back and look at the PFA 1 fight, and then you go to this fight, PFA 9, right? They're both title fights. I think you'll see crazy improvement, crazy growth. Mighty has definitely, it's definitely that a great example of taking a failure or taking some sort of fall, kind of, so to speak, I guess, learning from it, growing from it, applying change, and then coming out with the victory on the other side.
Underrated.
Yeah, you are properly rated at this moment.
We.
So you are always underrated, but at this moment, you're properly rated.
I'm rated.
So yeah, up until that fight though, you had fighters like going into November, December, January, like all those months.
Yeah.
You wanted to get out there, get into some fights, but either the fighter would back out, they wouldn't make weight, or some other weird thing would just fall through and then it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So you were actually out of fighting
So
for
many
maybe
times.
like 3 months, 4 months, until you had that fight. Not Spanish dude, the one before that.
Spain?
No, it was the one before that. You remember? Or no, or was Spain the first one coming back?
Spain was the first one back.
Okay, Spain
And he was a world champion.
was the first one back, and dude was like 52-2 world champion.
50,
So-
he was 51-9.
To be fair, dude was technically a professional, but amateur.
No, well, I mean, there's guys that go like 500 fights and will still be professional or
What the-
amateur. Yeah, dude. So I mean, no, but that dude, me and him fighting taught me a lot. So I'm really grateful for him because it taught me what certain discipline in certain aspects of the fight game will get you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, initially it's funny because I was like 52 wins and 2 losses or whatever it was, and I was like kind of like mad about it at first.
Were you?
But now that I've thought about it and I have like hindsight, it's like you actually earned that fight because you were the current holder of a belt.
Yeah, right.
And so this was like, okay, you're the current, Waco belt holder.
Right.
Like you're that guy. You know what I'm saying? So you're up next to fight this big fight.
Right.
So now that I look back in hindsight, I think I think it was fair. It was fair.
It was fun.
Like you earned that shot. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Against
for
a
sure.
really good competitor.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he came overseas for that. So I mean, it was really cool to like experience that in this whole game. You know what I mean? That anytime I get to fight somebody, it's always just improving my game. So I can have 100 fights and I'm never gonna be the same exact as I was the last fight. You know what I mean?
every fight's different.
I'm
I've
trying,
never
it is.
seen you fight the way you did last night.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm really proud of my performance. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's a couple things obviously I really want to tune up and get a little better, obviously. But
so do you credit this to kind of like training, or do you credit it more to, or is it more of a thing where you just kind of got in the ring and was just kind of going with the flow? You know what I'm saying? Like this.
so the training helps you get in the flow. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like the training enables you to find your flow in the ring. So without one, you can't have the other, unless
Right.
if I don't know, you're Zeus. Like, you know what I mean?
And you think could you definitely say that your experience in the fight game so thus far has also, could you give credit to your experience?
I can give all the credit to my experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I didn't have any experience.
I just wanted to say that because like there's a lot of people that are trying to get better. You know what I mean? And it's just like you just gotta go through the experience, go through that fire, like we've said in the past.
Hey, look, let's put it this way. Can you take 10 steps? Yes. Can you take another 10 steps? Yes. Okay, by the time you took in multiple of those 10 steps, you're going to look back and you see the mountain that you just scaled. Like, yeah, it's not an overnight process. You have to grind, you have to work. The hard part about it is it's an everyday thing. You can't just, okay, let me just not do nothing today. No, I mean, even if you dedicate 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes even to whatever, but you really dedicate yourself in that little bit of time that you have, you're going to get better. And if you do that every single day, eventually you'll be where you want to be.
Hard. So real quick about the PFA 9 fight that you just did. Could we just talk about your opponent and give him some credit? Because I did hear you were saying a lot of like, you were giving him a lot of props
Heck yeah,
for the
dude.
way he went out there and just went to battle with you.
Dude,
So-
that dude was dope, dude.
So
all props to having that dude. Like
Xander,
Xander.
you went to war
Yeah.
with Zay, and I just kind of want to I want you to give him his flowers real quick.
Man,
Like,
dude, you're a beast. You're a badass, man. Like, it was super fun fighting you. Out of all the fights I've ever had, this is probably the most enjoyable fight I've ever had. Like, you did exactly what I know your warrior spirit wanted to do. And that was just go in the middle and let's throw. You know, we did our angles. We did our kicks, you know, all types of stuff, man. It was, I'm still trying to think back on everything. But it was just a really enjoyable night. I mean, all the way through from the weigh-ins, dude, you were dope. You come from a dope gym. It's always great. It's always great seeing your guys' gym. So it was just even better being able to fight another guy from your guys' gym and just always having just a really good hindsight view of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out Xander. Definitely was a great time being able to go up against you guys.
Yeah, dude, that was super fun. Super fun.
You, your coach Isaac, good times. At the end of the day, it's all love.
Oh yeah, it's all love, all love.
That's where like AZ Dragons comes from. At least Zay, he always preaches whatever energy he gets is the energy he's gonna give out. So yeah, lots of respect to you guys. Just great opportunity, and hey, maybe we'll meet in the future. Who knows?
You already know.
Maybe he'll come back for that belt. What's up?
I had a couple people hit me up already talking about, yeah, with that belt. I was like, you know where I'm at.
Little Zay Xander PFA, or I don't know what PFA, but Zay Xander 2.
A little rematch.
A little
That'd be
rematch?
cool.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, I like to fight, man. So I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna show up and you're gonna make weight, let's fight.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah,
The future is definitely underrated.
that's for sure. We got some things cooking up. I cannot wait to share with everybody. Oh my gosh, man! Life's good, baby. Life's good.
So yeah, I really like all that. I feel like you're in a good headspace right now.
Yeah.
With your fighting, you kind of got some
It's a little fuzzy.
validation, because going into the fight, you're like, okay, everything I trained for, everything I was thinking about and was learning, I got to apply it. And now you might have that feeling of validation to where it's like, oh, I was doing everything right the way I thought I should have been doing it.
Right.
Right. Could you talk real quick about your cut?
Oh.
How's that going? Because I do know that when you're in the couple days before weigh-ins, you start to get brain fog, you know, and it starts to get kind of. But I think you've handled it a lot better than you have in the past.
I think my body is really starting to be accustomed to drastic changes, whether that's cutting weight, putting on muscle, putting on fat.
Because I don't see you really like the muscle that you got. I feel like the way you cut, you keep a lot of it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you must have it like really narrowed down.
I feel like I know my body really, really well now because I've made the weight every single time, even if there wasn't a fight. So now I'm really in tune with what's gonna. I just know if I eat that bag of chips, that little bag of chips, how much work I'm gonna have to put in to burn that off. So it's like, okay, am I gonna have to put in double time work so I can eat this chip? Or am I gonna just put in double time work and be exactly where I'm at, but still cut that weight?
So you got to a point where you could look at any food and it's like food equals, like, let's just say it's an omelet.
Yeah.
You're like, omelet equals maybe not as much cardio work, but now I got to go do a lot of strength training. Maybe.
In a way. Like,
Kinda thing,
yeah, in a
like,
way,
sort
in a
of.
way, yeah.
But then if you do eat like the cookie or something, then you're like, all right, then I got to run an extra mile. I don't know, just something like that,
extra
right?
5 miles, yeah.
You just kind of know the amount of energy you're bringing in
Right.
versus the amount of energy you got to have to now work off.
Right. Well, I just know the effects of the effects of whatever I intake, of whenever I'm depleted, I know how much weight it's going to put on my body or what it's going to do to my image of the ideal, what I'm trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your cuts have come a long way because you're walking around with like you're walking around like a pit bull. So yeah, I just feel like all the rituals that you've been applying recently to your cut towards weigh-ins, towards fight day, I feel like you've just you just know how your body and your spirit interacts. So you're able to more, you know what I'm saying? You're able to utilize whatever eating, whatever exercise in order to keep that nice rhythm of you're just.
You know what philosophy I came up with to make sure everything I do is tight?
What?
How you do anything is how you do everything. Swear.
It's so funny because it's like just such a cliche.
It's funny, but
little
like,
like quote.
Yeah.
But no, like when I look at you and when you say it, it's like you're for real.
I'm
like,
for real. Like everything I do, whether that's like placing a water bottle down on a table, I don't just place it. Like I make sure I'm putting it in a specific way. So it's just more discipline at the end of the day. So even on the little things, I'm really training myself on how to like be more disciplined with myself.
You said what you do or how you do anything
It's how you do
is
everything.
how you do everything.
Yeah.
And that comes down to the little tiny tasks
To the
that you do.
teeniest, tiniest little things all the way to the biggest things. That way, whenever I do the biggest things, they'll seem more profound.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just maximum effort all the time. I need to learn to apply that with every single thing in my life all the time, and I have to do it because I want to do it. And it's really cool that I get to go on this journey of just self-improvement with everything, rather than just like, oh, I just want to be good. I just want to be a good fighter. Like, no, I don't just want to be a good fighter. I want to be a good individual that brings multiple lanes of prosperity.
Right. Yeah, so like the discipline you put into your drills for fighting is the same discipline you're putting into your personal life. Kind of
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
with
what
everything. Yeah, with everything.
I mean, we could do that to the best of our ability,
Right.
right? But as long as you kind of live by it and you try, you know what I'm saying? That still means, I think that's a lot.
That's the biggest thing. It's just effort. Once you learn how to put effort in everything you do, life becomes just like, in a way, controllable. Like, life is at your fingertips, and you just learn how to like fully here. Like, you know what I mean?
Put the effort in and make a to-do list.
Maximum effort.
Imagine putting all the effort in and you kind of still don't know how to, like, what to do. You're just there like, sounds like ADHD.
Oh.
Word of advice.
Um,
If you want to get stuff done, write it down. That helps me. That helps me at least.
Or if you are in a way to where you, like, that's easier said than done. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people can't just get up and write things down. But I would just say if you have an idea, kill the procrastination and just do it right then and there. The second you have that idea, you have 5 seconds after that idea that you have negative thoughts and doubts creep into your mind, talking you out of it. So once you get into those 5 seconds, take those 5 seconds to yourself. Before those 5 seconds hit, go there and do the idea that you really wanted to get done. That's helped me a lot. Like, a lot. That's killed my procrastination.
I thought you were gonna say do it, because if you don't, you're gonna forget. Like
that too.
Nice. I feel like definitely you just hit like kind of the peak of what you've been working towards. Like more, like you just kind of hit the end of that little chapter 3. You know what I'm saying?
There's always different mountains to climb, and I climbed the highest mountain that I wanted to at that moment. So now I see another mountain, and that's the one I want to conquer now.
So yeah, so you now it's just time to kind of do it again almost. You
All the way over.
plan it out, whatever, train, go through your training camp or whatever.
Back to the basics, baby.
And me, I'm like, I'm in that same zone where, because a lot of last year, for me, it was, I peaked a lot of last year because I released my album last year. And I feel like I'm just kind of going through that phase 2 where it's like, all right, time to hit that training camp again.
You feel like you're at that bottom decline and now you're going up and you're just, this is the grind?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm being, like, if I'm going to be specific, I'm talking about my music.
Right.
Right. This pod is ongoing. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, as far as like the music career goes, like there's a lot that in the future, the near future, the far future, there's like a lot going on. And it's like a lot for me to talk about.
Yeah, and I feel that.
It's like, you know, when you got a whole project to build and then you got a whole table full of blueprints.
Right.
That's kind of like where I'm
do you
at
start?
right now. It's just like
It's just everywhere.
me trying to explain it is just like, you know that meme where there's just equations, math equations. and the guy's
she's just like,
yeah, that's kind of like if you were to ask me like, yo, when's the next
Oh,
like,
yeah.
album coming out or whatever, right?
Math
That's just kind of like
equations.
so much to even like
contemplate.
cross.
Yeah. And no, I mean, it is a lot. I mean, you do put a lot of work, and I feel like you do maximum effort whenever you do decide to do any project, whether that's music, whether that's in your personal life. I feel like you do a really good job of that too. So I'm always really looking forward to your next project. I mean, I heard a little bit here and there. I can't tell y'all nothing, but all I gotta say is stay tuned.
You know, some. I definitely put a lot of effort into my albums, so
Sure.
when the time comes that I do drop something, expect it to be as just high tier as I'm able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, expect nothing but greatness. I live and breathe underrated,
And still,
and still underrated. We are still underrated.
that's not good. That's love.
Is that Texas thing any at all confirmed? Or is that still kind of like...
It's up in the air. We'll talk about it later, though.
Okay,
But,
so possible announcements about fighting later. Yeah, I mean, me, not really much to talk about, but equations.
yeah, I mean, with fighting stuff, oh my gosh, dude, I got so much lined up right now. Like, these next 2-3 months are gonna be pretty hectic, so I'm ready to grind.
Well, everybody wants to fight you now.
Watch the video, you tell me.
Excuse me. All right, y'all. So, short episode, but it's all right. We just feeling like we kind of want to sit down, eat something, you know, maybe just vibe in our own. Because, like, I mean, you were just in a fight, a battle for 3 rounds
Yeah.
with a dude that you claim can hit pretty hard too. So
Yeah. He got some bombs on him, so.
So yeah, we're gonna recover. We got a guest coming in next week for sure. So yeah, look forward to that.
I'll be looking forward to that.
This is episode 18. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Peace.